Hello friends, Gus from GP Overlanding here, and I don't do a lot of gear reviews, but I got a good one. I have had TopDisplay send me a replacement for my tiny 8-inch screen on my Sierra AT4, and I'm excited to show it to you. Okay, so basically TopDisplay makes this thing that looks like a Tesla screen, okay? It basically replaces your dash trim panel and replaces it with this 15.6 screen, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to see it in my truck. Before I get on with the unboxing, it's a 15.6 QLED touchscreen. It's wireless Apple CarPlay ready, wireless Android Auto ready, retains OEM features, steering wheel controls, AC gauges, and more. I mean, it's pretty much just plug and play. Works with factory backup camera, so you don't have to install, run a lot of wire. A lot of it is with your factory plug. So just unplug it from the back of the of your radio and plug it into the new one. So plug and play installation. It's an 8-core Android system, built-in apps and entertainment, YouTube, Netflix, Spotify, Google Maps, and more. I may just set up a separate account for my truck and not even connect my Android Auto, just use it as my navigation and everything else. I'm really excited because you could run other apps, especially OnX. So I'll be able to have a giant OnX map without having to have a separate screen for the OnX and one for the phone. I'm really excited about this. And it's a modern looking style with a bigger screen, not the old fashioned 8-inch screen. Okay, let's get started with the unboxing. Kind of excited. I haven't opened it up yet. I haven't done a sneak peek, so hopefully it's in here. Oh, free data SIM card. Nice. Very cool. That's worth its weight in gold. Probably a month or so. I don't know. I haven't looked. But and it's got to activate your warranty and get a free gift as well. That's cool. And basic installation instructions. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. So as you can see, it replaces the volume button and this other button here. It also has recirculate, defrost, rear defroster, off, AC, and auto. That's for the AC. The AC will be in here. The only thing that will be retained is the buttons in the bottom. The auto stop, the traction control, the 4-wheel drive, high, all that stuff gets retained. And then here's spaces for the USB, the cigarette lighter adapter, the braking control for the trailer, and this is the AC connector will go in here. So I'm really excited about it. On the back, as you see, basic plugs. These are the same plugs that go from your vehicle. Will plug right into here. Let's take a look at the wiring. Now this also, mine has cameras and everything already installed. So there is also, if your truck doesn't have a GPS antenna, if your truck doesn't have backup cameras and all that other thing, it has a speaker in case you need to have a speaker for your, because it isn't built into the other one. It has a SIM card adapter, which is pretty cool. A microphone, in case you don't have a built-in microphone, you can talk to your Google Apps or what have you. It has a GPS and a cell signal camera if your truck isn't equipped with it. So if your truck isn't equipped with, I have a higher model, I have the AT4 that has everything installed. But if you don't have that, you can still use it. You can still upgrade the small screen. The 7-inch screen, I believe, is the smaller one. and have all the features that you need by using their plugins. So I'm very excited about this, and I can't wait to install it. So on to the install. Okay, here is the old dash of my 2021 GMC Sierra AT4. We're basically going to be changing this 8-inch screen for the 15-inch monster. So let's get started. Okay, we really don't need a lot of tools. We need a 1015 Torx. We need an 8mm socket. We need a small screwdriver and possibly a small pick. And of course you need some stuff to turn and move that stuff, but that's basically your tool set.
All right, first we need to access this little panel. There you go. And behind it is an 8mm screw that needs to come out. So take off this screw. I need to pull this panel forward. There and here, and then do the same thing on the other side. For some reason, there's only a screw on one side. Okay, good. So those are loose. All right, next we open this up, and we got to pry this off to get this off. Okay, this comes up, and then there's connections down here we have to loosen. Pull the clip out, press, release. That's the charger. And then this one's got a little thing, little catch. And we pull it out. Then we can remove this tray out. I'll set it aside. I was gonna put a little tag down here that said subscribe, so when I opened it up you'd see it, but subscribe.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah. This tray here, this trim here has to come out. It's held on by snaps. It's got to come out straight out this way, not down like you would expect it to be. There we go.
Nice.
That's one side. Other side. There you go. It's coming. And then there's a snap in the middle. She's free. We have 2 T15 bolts here that we have to loosen. Save that. We're going to use it again. Maybe, I think. Now I have to pry this trim pad off right here. Removing it with the snaps. This won't get reused. It'll be replaced. And we have another 4 more screws to take off. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
A total of
6. 6 screws. Now we got to pry this forward, not pull it too fast. Now we want to disconnect these. I believe these pull out, and then you press in and it comes out. So pull out, press in, comes out. Wash and repeat. Pull out the red tab, push down, it comes out. Pull out the red tab. This red tab doesn't want to come out. There we go. Push down, pull out. Okay. Now this, don't just pull it straight out. This right here is like a little slot that this goes into. It's important that you don't tear that off. So I'm going to continue with these buttons. It's on the side on these.
Okay.
All right. This is the USB tray. Same thing, pull back and out. There we go. All right.
Good job.
Now
Free and clear.
we got to pull this out and take it to our work area so we can switch over some things. All right, now that we have the two screens, let's do a quick comparison. Now you can see both the displays. This is the factory 8-inch display from GMC, and this is the 15.6. You notice some of the buttons are similar. You have the AC control buttons here, as well as on the screen, and some of the radio control buttons here. This whole section will be eliminated. This section and this section will be moved over to here. Okay, as well as the vents get reused. All right, you have to pick the proper plug for the year vehicle that you have. This is the
LVDS plug.
and there's a plug that's 19 through 21, and I think 22 through 23 is the next one. Ignore this, your vehicle won't have this. This is a auto stop removal button. You can get it on Amazon. I'll post a link in the bottom there. So we've taken these T15 screws out. I'm gonna set them aside, we're gonna reuse them. This comes out. All right, we're gonna put them into the new module. Same screw, same position. Oh, it's on top. Clip on top. And you gotta push as you and I'm just gonna transfer from one to the other. These have a little guide so you can't put them backwards if you tried. Clipped in place. This one's a pain in the butt, we'll leave that one for last. Oh, by the way, the clips are, oh yeah, comes back instead of forward. Got it. Well, that's not supposed to be there.
You want my Dremel tool?
Quick modification.
So no Dremel.
Negative on the Dremel.
Okay.
We improvise, we adapt, we overcome. All right, back up a little bit. Now this one, there's these little things that clip on here, one here and one back here. So we have to push the plug forward as we push the clips in. This goes forward, and there's two catches here, and this goes forward.
Let's see. Yeah, we don't need this anymore.
Little bit of getting tossed. That goes there. And then these go.
Is the power on that on all the time, or is it only when the car?
It is on all the time.
Oh, good.
All right, now we just need to plug some cables in. Plugs only fit in one place. Goes over here. And this one over here. All right, so these must go to the vehicle. All right, finally we have to move the air vents. So there's two clips on each side. You kind of have to pull on it as you pop them back. Transfer right over here. Same thing here. It's loose. Well, it was loose. There we go.
Don't say I don't do anything for you.
Inside ones, blind inside ones. And kick them in place.
Success.
I've connected pre-connected all the cables in the back of the radio that came with it. Now I got to just match it to the truck cables. And I've also made a hole here so I could run my SIM card and USBs through this glove box. So let's go ahead and put it in place, and then we'll figure out. We'll work our way from the bottom up, opposite to where we came in here. I'll run that through as well. All right, so now we're gonna place this here. We're gonna lift up the cables. We wanna put this into that slot. Right.
All right.
There.
All right.
All right, once we're in the slot, then we can start plugging stuff in. All right, I'm gonna start with these two USB cables, which are in the way. This is a 6-prong, goes here. There we go. 4-prong goes next to it. This, I'm not sure if my truck needs this antenna or not, but we're gonna leave it plugged in just in case. I don't think it'll be much in the way. And this speaker, there it is. All right, and this speaker, I'm just going to shove in the back here somewhere. Out of the way. This is the USB, the factory USB. Connect back to the factory parts here. Here's the other factory USB. This should be the power supply. Power. These are the power. Okay. Here's the brake controller. Alright. These 3 plugs go plugged into the switches. This one is for the auto start stop. This one goes in the middle, and this one goes in the right. I did notice that this has a USB in the back, so I ran a USB cable through
the hole you made?
through the hole I made in the glove box, and I'm going to plug this into the back. Not sure what it does, but I got this one under the air conditioner.
I went to college.
Cables are plugged in. I've run the USBs and the SIM card to this glove box, and I've run the GPS and the antenna for the 4G to the top there behind the glove box. Now we're going to push it in. And screw it in place. There is an aux cable that comes through here and plugs into this aux port hidden under here. All right, so you have to connect this back here. Push the red tabs back in. Then we have to plug this one into here. So,
Wait, this opens up.
that's right. All right, let's turn it on. See what we got.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, power. We got power.
Look at that.
Yeah, we got power.
Success.
After installing, there's a couple of settings you have to set up. So go to Settings, Protocol Settings, go to Car Model. You're going to pick LZ, GM Chevrolet, and whether you have a Silverado or Sierra, you're going to pick the appropriate vehicle and then come over here 2019 through 2023. Next, you're going to go to Vehicle Settings here. You're going to go to the panel selection first, and you're going to pick which of the displays you have on your radio. This is the one on mine. This is the other choice you have. This is the 7-inch screen. This is the 8-inch screen. Hit OK and then go back. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to pick the resolution of your screen. Now there are several resolutions to pick from, and depending on the size of your screen and the year is the resolution that you're going to pick. And you'll know because it either works or it doesn't work on the car UI screen. So the one that works for me is this 1280 by 768. So I chose that one. Next, you're going to choose whether you have an automatic or manual AC control. Mine has the automatic. If yours has the auto button, choose automatic. And you're going to choose whether you have 8-inch or 7-inch screen. Mine has an 8-inch screen. So then we're going to back out of this screen. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to swipe down. You're going to hit restart. And wait for it to come back up. Now, your car UI should have the original screen in here, and when you put it in reverse, it should automatically go into backup camera mode. When you switch over, it takes about 5 minutes for it to get the correct settings. So you may touch here and nothing happens. So in that case, turn the car off, go have a coffee, come back in 5 minutes, and then it should work.
10 minutes later.
Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's give it a shot.
Screen comes up. All the buttons work now. Camera works. Excellent. Reverse camera works. The air conditioning controls work. Well, I've had the top display installed on my 2021 GMC Sierra AT4 for a few days now, and I've had a chance to really use it. Overall, I'm impressed with it. The biggest thing I notice is just how much easier everything is to see on a 15.6-inch screen compared to the factory 8-inch screen. Let me show you a few of the features I've been using. When the system starts up, you can choose to stay with the factory GMC interface or use the Android-based interface. One thing that I like is it still retains all the factory functions and controls. You still have access to your climate controls, heated and cool seats, fan settings, temperature controls, and all the features you'd normally use every day. Everything is easy to access, and the larger screen makes it much easier to see while driving. Of course, it also supports wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Since I use Android, it automatically connects to the Android Auto and gives me access to my navigation, music, messages, and the apps just like I would on my phone. Another feature I really like is the dedicated climate control screen. With a single button press, you can bring up all your HVAC controls, including fan speed, temperature, defrost, that's front and rear, recirculation mode, which is currently enabled, the heated seats, the total seat and just the back, as well as the cooled seats, plus the air control settings. Now, for me as an overlander, this is probably my favorite feature. This is OnX Offroad. The larger screen gives me much better view of the trails, waypoints, and maps than the factory display ever could. When I'm traveling or exploring new areas, having this much screen real estate is going to make navigation a lot easier. The system also supports split screen mode, so I can have my OnX and music running at the same time. That makes it easy to keep my navigation visible while still having access to other information at the same time. Because this is an Android-based system, you can also install additional apps directly onto your unit, whether you want navigation app, streaming apps, music services, or other Android applications. You have a lot more flexibility than you do with a factory screen. Let's resume watching Superman where I left off. Let's not get any content violation strikes. Overall, I've been very happy with the top display upgrade so far. It modernizes the interior, gives me a much larger display, and adds a lot of functionality without giving up the factory features that I wanted to keep. I'll continue using it on future trips, and after I get some miles on it off-road, I may do a long-term follow-up review. If you'd like to check one out for yourself, I'll put a link in the description below with a discount code GP10. And as always, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel out.